Hello and welcome to another edition of National Focus. I'm Nisha Charles. Coming up, secondary school students return to the classroom this week. NEPO discusses a way forward 1 week post-Tropical Storm Erika, and the nation hears from the Honorable Petite Savanne MP, Dr. Kenneth Darrow. Details of our headline stories and more after this. Thanks for staying with us. Following the passage of Tropical Storm Erika and a preliminary assessment of 75 schools across the island, the Honorable Minister for Education and Human Resource Development, Peter Saint-Jean, is reporting that his ministry has taken the following decisions as relates to the recommencement of schools across the island.
Schools will reopen on a phased basis. Secondary schools will reopen on Wednesday, September 9th, 2015. The Pierre Charles Secondary School and the Dominica Grammar School will reopen for 4th and 5th formers only. Students of 1st, 2nd and 3rd forms of the Pierre Charles Secondary and the Dominica Grammar School will be advised subsequently on the date for reopening. Primary schools will reopen on Monday, September 14th, 2015. However, principals and teachers should report to their schools from Wednesday, September 9th, 2015 to begin the planning process. Students of the Petite Savanne Primary School will be housed at the former Teachers College building at Bath Estate on a shift system with the Newtown Primary School. Students of the Newtown Primary School will attend school from 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and the students of Petite Savanne Primary School will attend from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m.
All early childhood facilities which are able to resume sessions should also do so on Monday, September 14th. The Ministry of Education and Human Resource Development will continue to update the public on a regular basis. A way forward to be better prepared in the event of natural disasters. This was one of the priority areas of discussion when the National Emergency Planning Organization, NEPO, met to discuss Dominica's progress 1 week post-Tropical Storm Erika. Chair of NEPO and the Honorable Minister for National Security, Reuben Blackmore, spoke with GIS News following that meeting last Friday.
We have been in a response mood, emergency response mood for the past 8 days. We now have to plan as we transition into the recovery and reconstruction mood. That is what we're doing right now, and ensuring that we have all the systems in place to ensure that we build Dominica to even a better place than what it is to be. Now, we have to be informed by what happened to us, and in terms as to how do we build, where do we build, and the whole issue of paying attention to the building code, and maybe to revisit our practices in terms of our building practices. I mean, where do we cultivate, etc. So it has to be a holistic approach. And I must say, so far, I'm very much impressed with the demonstration of love to country by not only Dominicans, but Dominicans living overseas, and our well-wishers, of course, have been giving us tremendous support.
He says the organization has so far been effectively managing post-storm events and will continue to meet at least once a week to reorganize their approach and put critical systems in place to remain on alert. The Honorable Minister for National Security and Chair of NEPO says this disaster has been a testing period for Dominica, but he's confident that the nation will develop a resolve to move forward. Honorable Blackmore commended Head of the Office of Disaster Management, Don Corriette, and all those who have served on various relief subcommittees, even while themselves were affected by the storm. For the first time since Tropical Storm Erika wreaked havoc on the Nature Isle, the nation got the opportunity to hear from the Honorable Dr. Kenneth Darrow, Parliament representative for the Petite Savanne constituency. The Petite Savanne constituency suffered major damage to its infrastructure, with more than 200 homes destroyed. Mudslides and flooding also claimed the lives of some residents, and many are still missing. Dr. Darrow, who has been working tirelessly since August 27th on the ground in his constituency, spoke briefly at a press conference Friday. He thanked the population for their prayers and support.
Just to say thanks to all of you, including the religious community who has reached out to the people so far. One cannot express the thanks as a member of parliament for the constituency of, in particular, the Petite Savanne community, which was hard as hit, especially as it pertains to loss of lives. And the grief that this community is going through right now, having been evacuated and looking at possible relocation and all the anxieties and fears that probably going on with them right now. Even if they've been evacuated safely, the job and the task ahead is still a mammoth task, and to remember us in your prayers, to continue to remember us in your prayers.
Heads of organizations from across the region were in attendance at Dominica's National Emergency Planning Organization's meeting last Friday to lend their expertise as post-Erika discussions continue. Director of the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARFA, James Hospitalis, was also present to give direction as it relates to matters of health.
We are here to work with the government, particularly the Ministry of Health, to assist in the whole process of recovering from the disaster. We've been asked to focus initially on the shelters and the flow of information daily to monitor any disease or health problems in the shelters. We're also looking at water and sanitation. We're working with the ministry to improve the post-disaster situation assessment that they have. I've worked on the Caribbean Disaster Response Team for many years, mobilized after many hurricanes. In a situation like this, as the government has been indicating, you will have increased risk of gastroenteritis, you will have increased risk of dengue. A couple of weeks from now, when the mosquito levels go up, if we don't careful, increased risk of leptospirosis, so people should avoid walking and wading in stagnant water. That's a high risk. So those are some of the things. A bit longer term, you will have nutritional issues to perhaps think about food security, as some of the agriculture got hard hit. That would need, and the mental health that came up today as people suffer from this.
Head of the Caribbean Institute for Meteorology and Hydrology, David Farrell, is also on island with the team. The Caribbean Institute for Meteorology and Hydrology provides technical support for countries of the region. These include training for Met services, water resource management, disaster risk reduction, and climate forecasting. Farrell says the Institute has in the past supported Dominica in pre- and post-disaster management.
I am here on this occasion to provide assistance to the government of Dominica and the post-disaster activities, which areas are stable, which areas are unstable, and what is the outlook going forward, and to try to help get that information integrated within the planning framework, not just in the short term, but in the long term. We have a team, we have another person here who has been instrumental in trying to get providing services to the meteorological service. So we have worked with them to get the Douglas Charles Airport back up at the meteorological systems at the Douglas Charles Airport back up and running. We've worked with them to try to do some work at the Canefield Airport as well to facilitate the reopening of the Douglas Charles, but also to support landing of aircraft at the Canefield Airport.
While on island, his team will also monitor early warning systems installed across the country to ensure that they are updated and fully functional. These systems record weather, climate, and the water levels of streams.
We're also looking at putting in some new and additional systems as we see the situation here unfold, which streams now need additional gauging or new gauging and so on. So that is an important part of what we're trying to do to protect life and property here in Dominica, and so that we don't have these types of situations. It's bordering unacceptable from my belief that we are losing so many people from these types of events, and I think we need to really come back and look at the systems that are in place, and where necessary, update these systems.
The Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, has provided emergency assistance to the government of Dominica in the wake of Tropical Storm Erika. Following the ravages of the storm on August 27th, the Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit made an appeal to countries and international agencies to assist Dominica in this crisis. On Saturday, JICA donated electric generators, water purifiers and water tanks costing about $100,000 to the Honorable Minister for National Security, Reuben Blackmore.
The people of Japan deeply empathize with your country's plight, and we are greatly concerned about the well-being of your nation. After seeing the devastation caused by the tropical storm Erika, I was moved to come here to personally deliver emergency relief goods and express our heartfelt sympathy and support. In delivering these relief goods, it's our hope that the 25 power generators, 20 water purifiers, and 20 water tanks, which amount to approximately $100,000, will be of great assistance to those communities that have been severely affected by the tropical storm.
The Honorable Minister for National Security, Reuben Blackmore, in receiving the supplies, says he's touched by the outpouring international support Dominica has received.
Your presence here today demonstrates your commitment to humanity. As I said before, notwithstanding our distances, we are far apart, difference in cultural orientation, but ideally we share a common humanity. And that demonstration here today is a clear indication of a commitment to the people of Dominica.
He says, based on demonstration of goodwill and the unity expressed on the island in the wake of the storm, he is confident that Dominica will bounce back. JICA has also pledged to provide financial support to Dominica's recovery. Honorable Blackmore says government has in mind the development of a model village to accommodate those who have lost their homes. He also solicited the support of Japan in that regard. You're watching National Focus. Still to come, Dominica continues to receive support following Tropical Storm Erika. Welcome back. There continues to be an outpouring of aid into Dominica as the country rebuilds post-Tropical Storm Erika. This time, it's the Range Development Limited responding to the call for assistance.
When the unfortunate passing of Tropical Storm Erika left so much damage behind, we answered the call to help to assist Dominicans and the government of Dominica to rebuild the country. Today we just came in from St. Lucia, where we have brought across a number of essential relief items, including water, baby pampers, flour, sugar, rice, canned goods, dried beans, pasta, all the essentials. We were given a list and we basically tried to provide as much as we can of everything.
She also thanked the people of St. Lucia for their quick response.
It was amazing as well, the response we got from St. Lucia, from family and friends who donated clothing and for children in particular, and shoes and stuff. So I really want to it's a big thank you to everybody in St. Lucia for the support they gave us on such short notice.
She says the company plans to play an integral part in the development of Dominica. Telecommunications companies are teaming up to bring relief to those affected by Tropical Storm Erika. Lime Dominica and Digicel have been partnering to lend their support to bring aid to the Dominican people.
We actually collaborated with Digicel and actually got a boat into Dominica with supplies and equipment. We jointly offered and donated water to the Red Cross, again to assist our people. And I must say, I think it has to be used as an example that at difficult times we have to put aside differences and really partner for one specific good. And in this case, I think, is returning our country to some level of normalcy and bringing some comfort to the people of Dominica.
We've already shipped in three shipments on boats from St. Lucia to Red Cross. We've distributed over $3,000 in free credit to our customers. We're assisting various governmental departments and groups with handsets and credit to enable them to communicate effectively. We're working over the next 48 hours to try and achieve some hotspots in some of the shelters that don't have access to the internet, to give them more communication ability.
Partnerships are also being made across the region to donate to the Government of Dominica Relief Fund.
We started an effort today across every business unit our company operates, and I refer specifically Jamaica, the Bahamas, and every single market where Lime operates. And our business started a Text Help initiative where subscribers in all these markets are being asked and influenced and motivated to lend their support to Dominica by texting the word help at a premium price of $1. And once that is done, the initial period is about 2 weeks, but we expect again we may assess and determine to continue a bit further. The funds that would have been derived as a result of that initiative will be donated to the relief fund.
Digicel has also partnered across 32 of the countries it operates in to donate to the relief fund. The telecommunications managers were speaking at a press briefing last Wednesday. Residents of the Bells community are receiving some much-needed assistance thanks to Lime Dominica, in partnership with the Honorable Parliament Representative for the St. Joseph constituency and Minister for Telecommunications, Honorable Kenneth Darrow. The people of the area have received vital aid. With the help of Lime Dominica employees and residents of St. Joseph and Meru, food supplies were made available to the people over the weekend. Jeffrey Baptiste is the General Manager of Lime Dominica.
Beyond being a full telecommunications provider, our key objective is really to take care of our people and to build our communities. And again, our people need some hope, they need some comfort. We've all been tested and tried by the ravages of Tropical Storm Erika. But we want to tell our people that we're here as a company to understand for our people. We'll ensure that every single citizen of this country gets some hope and some level of comfort. But by and large, I think we've achieved a significant objective this morning, and that is again to reach out to the citizens and constituents of the Bells community and to assist them by giving them some food supplies, some dry goods, and just to shake a hand and to bring some comfort to the people. I'm extremely proud that Honorable Darrow felt it necessary to actually be on the ground and to support his people in this significant time of need.
Telecommunications Minister, the Honorable Kenneth Darrow, says over 150 packages were distributed.
The Bells area was impacted heavily with flooding, landslides, and also a significant portion of the road in the village collapsed as well. The families are very happy that we were able to bring some level of support to them, and that will continue over the next few weeks as well. And we really want to encourage people to really cheer up and have some hope, some inspiration. But in spite of the storms that we face, we have to continue to think positively and look forward to an optimistic future. I must commend out in a very big way Lime for the efforts and really coming out. As soon as I called Jeffrey, he said, yes, we're on board, and we went ahead. And I believe we achieved our goal this today. And I'm very happy for that. And moving ahead, we'll continue to work with the people of Bells to ensure that we can bring more supplies here.
The Parliament representative hopes to continue the aid distribution efforts in the coming weeks. Of CARICOM, Erwin LaRock was on island to be part of post-Erika discussions held at the National Emergency Planning Organization last Friday. The meeting, chaired by the Honorable Minister for National Security, Raymond Blackmore, sought to strategize a way forward for the island's development. Following that meeting, GIS spoke with LaRock, who has seen the images of the destruction left in the wake of the storm.
The photos are just heart-wrenching, and I just wish once again, as I did last night, to extend my sympathies to the persons who have lost their loved ones, their family and their friends. And I know all of us are grieving as Dominicans, not only here in Dominica but in diaspora. And I know the diaspora is mobilizing quite a bit. I've been in touch with some persons in diaspora, and they're really feeling it. And also the sort of the information that's being provided, not only in the photographs but the press briefings, and keeping Dominicans informed, keeping the world informed is tremendous. I got in only very late last night, and it has been difficult for me to have moved around enough to go to the various areas. I intend to do so, but it's just unbelievable.
He continues to receive calls from well-wishers and a number of organizations and countries wanting to lend their support to Dominica. He's encouraged that the entire Caribbean community has stepped up to lend support.
The entire community is extremely concerned about the disaster which has taken place here in Dominica, individually and collectively. We also are very much aware that CDIMA, the CARICOM Disaster Emergency Management Agency, has been here. Retired General Brigadier Arthurs has been here. He's part of CDIMA, which is a CARICOM institution. They've been on the ground from when I spoke with Ronald Jackson. I think they started mobilizing on Thursday, but got in here maybe on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. We also have on the ground health personnel from CAFA, the Caribbean Public Health Agency, and of course Dr. Farrell from the Caribbean Institute of Meteorology. All of these are CARICOM institutions that bring to bear on providing assistance to member states in times like this. There are others who are also will be mobilized as the time calls for it. From where I sit, of course, has been coordinating with all of the member states, in addition to them speaking with the Prime Minister. I've been in contact with them, providing them information on some of the detailed needs, and you've heard some of the responses that every single CARICOM member state has responded.
And that's all for the English news. McPherson St. Luce is next with the Creole highlights.
Alors tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, qui a fait parole que le gouvernement Dominique pas perdre espoir de bâtir le pays là. Sinon, mauvais culture Erika, qui dommage le pays à bien mauvais. Et le gouvernement connaît bien clair le travail qui méritait, comme ça a déjà commencé et puis qui continue. En même temps aussi, Premier ministre Skerritt déjà visité la résidence Petite Savanne à Dominica Grammar School, moun en Guambe et puis West Coast pays là. Premier ministre là qui a créé pour unité bagaille qui est positionné pays là aller devant. Honorable Skerritt qui a continué bonne nouvelle pour nation là, développement qui a pris place selon Erika. Alors nouvelle, l'office Météo Dominica a continué à garder bien pour les conditions temps là pour Dominique et puis les autres pays les Antilles. Report qu'a montré ça a week on stable condition, bagaille qui est pour le nuage et puis la pluie en lot 24 n'hésitant. Report là qu'a aussi montré qui par jeudi semaine salam et qui est en tropical wave qui est pour les conditions plutôt en pays sur le Caraïbe. On court Greece est situé latitude 13.5 nord pays là, longitude 300 avec 39 ouest. Greece a voyagé par l'occasion ouest à 2.16 liés par hésitant et puis 50 liés. Il a semblé que court temps ça là puis qui avancé en ce jour là qui vient et puis il est baissé. Système ça là qui expecté pour arriver en Dominique par vendredi semaine salam et puis résident supposé monitorer bien point. En la nouvelle, ministre de l'Éducation, Honorable Peter Saint-Jean, échoué en parole jeudi, qui a concerné l'école 9. Honorable Saint-Jean a indiqué décision au point pour ouvrir l'école aux lignes de mauvais culture Erika qui bien affecte le pays là.
Ministre de l'Éducation prend en décision pour ouvrir l'école phase par phase. Ça veut dire toute l'école pas ouverte à la fois. Nous voulons dire que l'école secondaire qui est ouverte mercredi le 9 septembre. L'école secondaire Pierre Charles et Dominica Grammar School qui est ouverte simplement pour les enfants qui ont 4e et 6e et 5e forme. Étudiants qui ont 1er, 2e et 3e forme en Pierre Charles et l'école DGS, nous qui avisé yo, là nous qui ouvert l'école Bayo. Toute l'école première qui est ouverte lundi le 14 septembre. Mais nous voulons dire tout maître l'école et teacher l'école qui ont supposé trouver koyo en l'école mercredi le 9 septembre pour commencer faire plan pour recevoir ces enfants-là. Tout étudiant qui a attendu l'école Petite Savanne, nous voulons dire que nous avons accommodé en CAI Teachers College à Buffalo State et nous avons attendu l'école en shift system avec l'école Newton. Étudiants Newton Primary qui attendaient l'école à 8h30 pour midi et demi. Et étudiants qui attendaient l'école Petite Savanne qui attendaient à 1h après-midi pour 5h après-midi.
Ministre Saint-Jean aussi mentionné WEG pour l'école des enfants.
Aussi, nous voulons informer toutes Early Childhood Facilities, ça c'est l'école preschool, l'école, qui ça commencé session, qui yo a droit ouvrir l'école yo lundi le 14 septembre. Nous voulons dire public là, qui nous que bayo information continuellement en regular basis.
Et puis finalement, compagnie d'Orowasco travaille bien formidable pour tout pays à taper de l'eau potable après Erika. General Manager Bernard Etienne fait parole qui tout pour 60% système de l'eau viré qu'à travail. Quand même si l'homme ici Etienne, Dominique t'es tout pour 100% toute communauté pays ni de l'eau potable avant que le temps Erika a détruit. Après Erika, 100% de l'eau affectée. Monsieur Etienne dit plaisir ce système ça la souffert sinon gros wash et puis biboire qui dommage yo l'eau là est sale spécialement l'occasion système yon. Monsieur Etienne aussi qu'a fait parole que système de Springfield nettoyé et puis il a marché bien. Monsieur Etienne dit il a coûté yo à peu près $50 millions l'argent nous pour vivre mettre système de l'eau vivre de bout. Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nous nouvelle Creole pour à présent. Non moins, c'est McPherson. Au revoir.
And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I'm Nisha Charles. Thanks for watching, and do join us again next time for National Focus.